Okay, so next is, suppose you have a variable, okay, x is equal to 12.34568. Okay, so that we know is 12 point. After the point we have 2, 4, 6, 7 decimal places. Okay, or fractional places we have up to 7. We can what do you say, take the first 2 or first 3, or we can do the round off into that variable by using this operator, percent to f. Okay, if you want to rounding off to 2 places, that you can do by x is equal to, or x is percentage point to f. Okay, so that, and then after the bracket percentage x. So what will happen here is, whatever be the x value, it will round it off to 2 places and will be printed over there, or you can do the assignment. Okay, so while running the code, it is expected to 3, 4, 5, 6 is rounded to 3, 5. Okay, if you want rounding off to 2, 3 places, what you can do, 2 മാറ്റി 3 ആക്കിയാൽ മതി. So after the your result will be 12.346. Okay, so rounding off in a variable, rounding off a variable in an or how to round off a number in the Python system. Okay, so it's very simple. While running the code, the result will be, instead of 12.345678, it will be printing 12.35, rounding off to 2 places after the decimal point. Then operators, Python operators, as in the usual or all languages, in the Python also the common operators are remain the same. Operators are used to perform operations on variables and values, like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, modulo operator, etc. is possible here in the Python also. Different operations are carried out using different symbols in keyboard. Example, asterisk for multiplication. Asterisk into symbol ആണ് നമ്മൾ multiplication use ചെയ്യുന്നത്. Different multiplications and divisions possible ആണ്. We need to see each and every one. Plus, ഇത് usual conventional symbol തന്നെയാണ് plus, and the name or operation is addition. പ്രത്യേകിച്ച് പറയേണ്ട ആവശ്യമില്ല. It will do the addition operations between the operands. Okay, the operand before the plus and operand before the minus, that operand values will be added and the result will be assigned to, we can assign that result to some another variable. For example, a is equal to 5 and b is equal to 10, and you are declaring the statement c is equal to a plus b, the result of execution will be c is 15. Okay, just perform the addition, that's all. And the minus, subtraction, conventional addition subtraction operation only here also, x minus y, or 5 minus 10 become minus 5 if you assign c is equal to a minus b. Okay, പ്രത്യേകിച്ച് അത് പഠിക്കേണ്ട ആവശ്യമില്ല. And so the multiplication symbol only, it is asterisk symbol, it will perform the what you called element by element multiplication, a into b or x into y. For example, a is equal to 5, b is equal to 10, c is equal to a into b gives c is equal to 15. Okay, അത് അറിയാവുന്ന ഓപ്പറേഷൻ തന്നെയാണ്. Then division, x divided by y, same conventional division only, it will perform x by y operation. Okay, so that are the 4 basic operation. Then the symbol percent, it's an operator in Python, or not only in Python, in C language also you might have seen this operator. It's called a modulus operator. So it's represented by x percent y. So what's the meaning x percent y? It will divide x by y and will take the remainder of your division. For example, x is equal to 13 and y is equal to 4. Suppose you have x is equal to 13 and y is equal to 4, and you are using the statement c is equal to, or z is equal to x modulo y. What will be z? It will be 1. Okay, so remainder of the division 12 by 4, sorry 13 by 4, it leaves a remainder of 1. Okay, so that is modulo operation. Then double star, asterisk 2 times. Okay, it's called exponentiation. Okay, exponentiation means what? X raised to y. For example, if you want to perform 2 raised to 3, 2 double star 3. Okay, so it's exponentiation. Floor division, x double slash y, backslash. double backslash y. It's called a floor division. But in by floor division, it will do the division and rounded off to floor value. Okay, so floor means rounded to down, and another rounding is floor to seal. Okay, so floor operation and a seal operation. Seal means seal top, rounding off to next value, next digital value, or floor means rounded off to lowest digital value, digit value. Okay, that is what floor division. So to perform floor division, what is the operator? X double slash y backslash. Okay, and let's see, suppose you have x is equal to 15, y is equal to 4, then the conventional representation, print x plus y. What is this x plus y in the inverted commas? Will they do addition? No, it is just a message. It is just a message inside the print statement. Okay, then comma x plus y, then comma x plus y. So after comma, what will be printed over there? Comma കഴിഞ്ഞതിന് ശേഷം x ന്റെ വാല്യൂം y യുടെ വാല്യൂം ആഡ് ചെയ്തിട്ട് ആ റിസൾട്ട് ആയിരിക്കും അവിടെ പ്രിന്റ് ചെയ്യുക. So while executing that print x plus y within inverted commas comma x plus y, what we can expect in the result? X plus y comma 19. X plus y is equal to 19. Will that comma printed? Will that comma print? It will not be printed. That will be assigned or will be separating the message and the variable. Okay, so while executing that first print statement, the result will be on the terminal. You can expect x plus y is equal to 19. And in the second print statement, print x minus y is equal to within inverted commas comma x minus y. What will be the result of execution? X minus y is equal to 11. Okay, then x into y, 15 into 4, it's 60. Then x by y, 15 divided by 4, it will do the normal division. X per modulo y, it will give you the remaining after the division. Then x into y, x double star y will give you 15 raised to 4. Okay, so the executing this, see, this is what exactly what we expected. X plus y is equal to 19. See, the comma is not printed over there. Okay, whatever inside is printed over there. If you want to change this into is, okay, and then execute, it will change into equal to change into is. X plus y is 19. Okay, and similarly as in the other results, x minus y is 11, x into y is 3, x by y is exactly 15 divided by 4, and x by y is 3. 15 divided by 4 leaves a remainder of 3, and x into y, which is nothing but 15 raised to 4. Okay, so that is printed over here. Okay, so you need to know how to get this percent and double star and double y also. Okay, you can try yourself what will be the result of x double slash y. Okay, x double slash y. So what we can expect over here, print within bracket x slash y is comma x double slash y. What will be printed over here? X double slash y is 3. X by y value is 3.75. X by y, normal division is x by y is 3.75, while x double slash y, what is happening? It is floor. The result will be rounded over to the floor value. Okay, to the lower value, to the digit to the lower side. Okay, and same like floor, you have sealed operation also. We'll see how to do the seal operations later. And comparison operations, comparisons, endana enganeyana comparison cheyyunnathu. Okay, these operators compare the values on either side of them and decide the relations among them. Okay, whether we can check some variables are less than other variable, or whether they are equal to or greater than or not equal to, like operations we can do in the Python also, like in all conventional languages. They are called the relational operators. Comparison operators are used in conditional statements. So conditional statements is nothing like if x greater than y. Okay, if x is equal to y, that's called conditional statements. Okay, must remember the operator double equal to. Double equal to, what is the meaning? Double equal to meaning equal. And how to use it in the Python? X equal to y. So what is happening over there? If the variable x is magnitude y, so its value is equal to y. Okay, so what's the difference between x equal to y and x equal to y? X equal to y will assign the value of y to x variable, and x equal to y will check a comparison whether x value is equal to, really that values are equal to or the same or not. Okay, so that is what equal to operator. And not equal. Okay, exclamatory mark, then equal, it's called a not equal. We can check whether they are not equal or not. X not equal to y. So some situations we may take a decision. If x not equal to y, we need to do some termination of your program. Or x is equal to y, we need to terminate a if loop or for loop or a while loop, or some decisions we need to take. Okay, for example, you need to print the multiplication table of table of a number. The number you need to input from the user. Okay, and suppose we need to print the multiplication table of that number up to tens. Okay, so 10 into x we need to do. So that 10 or that we need to assign, we need to increment an operator. We need an increment operator. That increment operator we need to check every time while performing the addition and printing whether it is 10 or not. While it become 10, we need to stop the execution of that code segment. Okay, so that is the use case of not equal operator or equal operator. Then greater than symbol, it's really check whether the values of x and y are greater than or not. If x is greater than y and less than, okay, meaning is self-explanatory, and greater than and equal symbol, greater and equal symbol. This is how we need to use in the symbol for checking whether two variables are equal or greater than or equal. Okay, so greater than or equal to x, greater than or equal to y. Okay, these cases will be using with the if loops or while loops. Less than or equal to. Okay, and the very simple code segments also given. We have x is equal to 5, we have x is equal to 5, and the variable y is equal to 7. We initialized the two variables x as 5 and the y as 7. Then print within the quotes x greater than y is, comma, x greater than y. Okay, so x greater than y, what it return? It returns a Boolean result, true or false. It returns a Boolean result. Okay, so this comparison operator returns a true or false. That's called a Boolean operator, Boolean result. Okay, so if x is greater than y, it will be true. If x is less than y, it will return a false. Okay, so we can check that Boolean operator, Boolean result, whether it is true or false. So while executing this statement, print x greater than y is, comma, x greater than y, what it is written, what it will be resulted, x greater than y is false. Understood? Then the second statement, x less than y, then it will perform the comparison, x less than y, 5 less than 7, it is true. Okay, so 5 is really less than 7, so that x less than y returns true. So the printing will be x less than y is true. And print x equal to y is, what will be? It will be false. And x not equal to y is true, and x greater than y false, less than or equal to y true. Okay, so while running the code segment, this result is what we expected. X greater than y is false, x less than y is true, x equal to y is false, x not equal to y is true, x greater than y is false, x less than or equal to y is true. Okay, that is ഈ operations എല്ലാം എന്തിൽ വരുന്നതാണ്? ഈ operations എല്ലാം എന്തിൽ വരുന്നതാണ്? comparison operations. Okay, comparison operator. So comparison operator, what they return? It will return true or false. Okay, boolean results. Boolean, two results only, either true or false. Where level illa, either true or false. Okay, that's called a boolean result. Then logical operator. Logical. Okay, നിങ്ങൾ പ്ലസ് ടൂവിൽ പഠിച്ചിട്ടുണ്ടായിരിക്കും ലോജിക് സർക്യൂട്ട്സ് ആൻഡ് ഓൾ സിമ്പിൾ ഇൻട്രൊഡക്ഷൻ എങ്കിലും കിട്ടിയിട്ടുണ്ടായിരിക്കണം. So logical operator will perform logical operations between the variable. So popular or common logical operations are AND operation, OR operation, and NOT operation. Okay, so it will perform പഠിക്കാത്തതുകൊണ്ട് ഡീറ്റെയിൽ ആയിട്ട് നോക്കേണ്ട ആവശ്യമില്ല. It will perform logical AND, logical OR, and logical NOT operations. Okay, we will see in the example use cases what is these operators. So logical operators are used on conditional statements, either true or false. So AND, നമ്മളുടെ English word AND ആണ്. We need to use that as an operator for performing the operations between the logical operation and between the two variables. Returns true if both statements are true. So 5 less than 5 and x less than 10. We need to check simultaneously whether two conditions are satisfied. Suppose we need to check simultaneously two conditions are satisfied. Okay, so imagine you have only two windows in your room, one in window, one out window for the air circulation. You need to check the status of your window. If both are open, you can say air is circulating within your room, and there is some sensor to check the status of your room window. So we can check the status of the window 1 and check the status of window 2. If window 1 is open and window 2 is open, so that we can use the symbol AND, AND. So if window 1 is open, it will return true. Okay, and if window 2 is open, so if window 1 equal to open and window 2 is equal to open, window 1 in the programs wise, how we can do that implementation? Engane implement cheyam? If window 1 equal to open and same, and window 2 equal to open, what we can say? Air circulation is on. Air circulation is equal to on. Otherwise, window 1 is closed, window 2 is closed, window circulation is not possible. Sorry, air circulation is not possible. So air circulation is 0. Window 1 is closed, window 2 is open, air circulation is nil. Window 1 is open, 2 is closed, whatever combinations, or both are closed, then also air circulation is 0. Okay, so likewise we need to check the status of two variables simultaneously, and both cases are true, both cases are success. Okay, then you need to do some action. In that case you can use an AND operator. So what is an AND operator? AND operator check the status of two variables, and if the two variables are satisfying, or both variables are true, or both conditions are true at the same time, returns a true, otherwise returns a false. Okay, that is what AND operator. So x less than equal to 5 and x less than equal to 10. You need to check whether your variable x is between 5 and 10. Between 5 and 10. How can you modify this statement? You need to check your value assigned to x variable is in between 5 and 10. How can you do that? If x greater than 5 and less than 10. If x is x greater than 5 and less than and x same time simultaneous number കൊടുക്കാൻ പറ്റില്ല. If x greater than 10 and less than 10 അങ്ങനെ കൊടുക്കാൻ പറ്റില്ല. But in Python you can use like if x greater than 10 and x less than 10. Okay, so your result x is, suppose it is 8, it will return true. Otherwise for all values of x beyond the range of 5 and 10, it will return a false. Okay, hope you got it. So that is AND logical operator. Then or operator returns true if one of the statement is true. Okay, if either you or me. If either you or me. If you and me are in the classroom, then the lecturing will be running. Okay, if you are alone here, if I am alone here, then running or lecturing class tutoring is not possible. Both of us should be here, then that is AND operator. That is AND operator. No class means either you or me, one of me something is missing, or both of us is missing. In that case, we can use an OR operator. Okay, so OR means returns a true if the one of the statement is true. Okay, so you need to take an action if the switch is on. If the switch is on, you need to take a opening the window by checking the status of windows. So we'll check if switch or window 1 is open or window 2 is open. ഏതെങ്കിലും ഒന്ന് ഓപ്പൺ ആണെങ്കിൽ we will need to open the closed window. അങ്ങനെയുള്ള സിറ്റുവേഷനിൽ നമുക്ക് എന്ത് ചെയ്യാം? OR operator ഉപയോഗിക്കാം. Okay, program വരുമ്പോൾ അത് clear ആവും. Then the third operator is NOT. Reserve the result returns false if the result is true. Okay, so NOT means its complement. If x is true, then NOT of x will return false. If x is true, then NOT x returns false. If x is false, NOT of x returns true. Okay, NOT x less than 5 and x less than 10. Okay, think നമ്മൾക്ക് 5 in the x ന്റെ value 5 നും 10 നും ഇടയിൽ അല്ല എങ്കിൽ how can you check that with using NOT operation? NOT x greater than 5 and x less than 10. NOT in bracket x greater than 5 and x less than 10. So think what is inside the bracket. X greater than 5 and less than 10. Suppose your x value is 8. That is true. Then NOT make false. So if your x value is between 5 and 10, you don't want to do any operation. In that case, you can use this NOT operator. So NOT of true is false and NOT of false is true. Okay, program ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് മനസ്സിലാവും. And here Boolean operator, Boolean variable is declared, x is equal to initialized, x is equal to true and y is equal to false. Okay, look at that true spelling. T should be T and F should be capital. T and F should be capital. Okay, so x is equal to true and y is equal to false. Let's check whether with the small letters work or not. I am not sure. So what is happening here? X is true and y is false. Print x and y is. Print x and y is. Okay, so true and false. True and false. Window is open and closed. Okay, so the result is false. Okay, so we can expect x and y false here. Print x or y is. If any one of the variable is true, it returns true. Okay, 0 plus 0 is 0, 0 plus 1 is 1, 1 plus 0 is 1, 1 plus 1 is 1. Okay, only for both cases it is false, returns false as the result for AND operation, for OR operation. If any of the or all of the statements are true, the OR operation returns true. And for the false, if all are true, then returns true. If any one of the variables or statement is false, it returns a false. Okay, and while running this code segment, see x and y is false, x or y is true. Okay, let's check this true is work with the small letter. See, once I change that small letter capital letter T to small letter T, then that color change. That means what? That is taken. That will be taken as a string variable. If x is equal to true, it will not make any error. Any error on the compilation, because x is equal to true is a valid statement in Python, while x equal to small letter t and true will make x as a string variable, not as a boolean variable. If you want to take it as a boolean variable, you should capitalize t. Okay, then only it will take. So x and y is false, and then x or y is true. Okay, then Python user input. How a user can input a data from the keyboard while running the code. How to input a data from the keyboard. Okay, so this type of some small like beginner level okay anyway, whatever it is, if you want to accept some data from the user, you can use input method. So what is the use of input? Python allows user to give input to the program. Input ആണ് ആ ഫംഗ്ഷന്റെ പേര്. It's a built-in function in Python library. So you can call that function to read data from the keyboard, and that value at that data you can assign into a variable. Okay, so you need to initialize some variable with the names of your class students. Okay, in that case you can use this input function. So what this input function will do, this function first it takes the input from the user and then evaluates the expression. When the input function executes, program flow will be stopped until the user has given an input. For example, you need to do the multiplication of two numbers and you need to accept the number from the user. So you can prompt your user to input the data. You will print a message, enter the first number, like how you have used this in the C language. Okay, while running the code, statement will come like input or enter the first number, then that scanning operator or that running of process program compilation or running will terminate until the user input and enter some data. Okay, while entering 5 and hit enter, then the next statement will be printed input or enter the second number. Again it will halt the execution until the user press with the number and enter button. Okay, likewise in the in Python also you can allow the compiler to accept some data from the keyboard using the function. What is the function? എന്താണ് ഫംഗ്ഷന്റെ പേര്? Input. While in C, how it was? Scanf. You need to print some statement immediately. You need to follow scanf percentage whatever d percentage d comma ampersand a. രണ്ട് സ്റ്റേറ്റ്മെന്റ് കൊടുക്കുക. First we'll do print of input the first number, second scanf ampersand d comma whatever the variable name. Okay, something like percent d comma ampersand a. Okay, if you have input variable, so user will input data and data will be assigned to the variable a, that d for integer, and for float used to use f and all. Okay, that is the same operation we can do here in the Python also. How it is, see, we have a variable val that is equal to, we have an assignment operator, so we need to assign some value from the user. Okay, so you can give input, enter your value. So within the function itself you can pass the message, enter your value. So while entering, after entering the value from the user side through your keyboard, that value will be printed. So it will wait until the user hit the enter button with some value, and that value will be assigned to val variable or any variable and will be printed over here. So while running this code, what it is expected to see, enter your value. It is asking the user to input the data, and some field will be activated, some text box field will be activated, and the cursor is blinking, so the user is able to understand it is waiting for some input data. Okay, so in the first use case I am entering 5 and then pressing enter your value, that is equal to 5. So that 5 I entered, ഇത് ഞാൻ enter ചെയ്തപ്പോൾ print ചെയ്തതാണ്, and print val, that is printed here also. Okay, and the same time you can run again. Instead of a number, you can input string also. I am some random variable or random value I am assigning. Whatever I inputted there, it is printed here also. It is coming with some. It entered into an infinite loop. Something went wrong. Say while running a code, some star വന്നു കഴിഞ്ഞു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ program busy ആണെന്നാണ് അർത്ഥം. Yeah. So എന്താണ് program run ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ സെല്ലിന്റെ മുകളിൽ സ്റ്റാർ സിംബൽ വന്നാൽ എന്താ അർത്ഥം? Program is busy running. Okay, means it's waiting for user to input the data. So not only the number, that string also we can pass from the keyboard into that, and we can assign to the same variable. Okay, that is input function. And there is a keyword type in the Python. A type എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് ആ വേരിയബിൾ എന്താണ്, ഇൻറ്റിജർ ആണോ സ്ട്രിംഗ് ആണോ ക്യാരക്ടേഴ്സ് അതാണോ എന്ന് ചെക്ക് ചെയ്യാനുള്ള ഒരു കീവേഡ് ആണ് അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഒരു ഫംഗ്ഷൻ ആണ് ടൈപ്പ് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. Okay, so type within the bracket you can pass the variable. That variable എന്ത് ക്ലാസ്സിൽ വരുന്നതാണ് എന്ന് ചെക്ക് ചെയ്യണം പ്രോഗ്രാം റൺ ചെയ്യുന്ന സമയത്ത്. For that you can use this statement. So number നമ്മൾ ആദ്യം ഒരു നമ്പർ ഇൻപുട്ട് ചെയ്യുന്നു, പിന്നെ ഒരു നെയിം ഇൻപുട്ട് ചെയ്യും, and we are checking what is the type of that number. Okay, so just we will run this code. It is asking for the first num is equal to input, enter the number. So I am just number entering. Then it is asking for name, input, enter the name. I am just giving a string. Okay, then type of number. So number ന്റെ ക്ലാസിക് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് നമ്പർ രണ്ടും എന്തായിട്ടാണ് വരുന്നത്? സ്ട്രിംഗ് ആയിട്ടാണ് വരുന്നത്. Okay, so even if I am entering the number or the name as a string, Python will treat both as a string, not as a number. Okay, suppose if you want to accept a number from the user and do addition between them, okay, and you are giving the or writing the code input x is equal to input and then message enter the first value, okay, and you are entering the value 5. Then next statement input y is equal to input, enter the second value, and you are entering the value 10, and you are giving the statement print result is comma x plus y. What will be the result? എന്തായിരിക്കും? x നമ്മൾ കൊടുത്ത 5 ആണ്, y ഇൻപുട്ട് ചെയ്ത് 10 ആണ്. Then we are giving the statement. You write that statements in your notebook. What was the statements? X is equal to input within inverted quotes, enter the first value. X is equal to input, enter the first. That's enough. Then we are printing that x. Then name 1, instead we will use y is equal to input, enter the second. enter the second number value, something like, and we will print y also. So in the simple code, x is equal to input, enter the first and printing that value. Then y is equal to input, enter the second, and we are printing that value. Then print sum of the two are what is the operator for performing addition between x and y? X plus y. So what is our code? In our code, our first statement is x equal to input, and there is a message to the user, enter the first, okay, and y is, and we are printing after the user entering the data, hit with enter, we will print that what he entered, and the second is prompted to enter the second, then we will print that second value. Then you are printing the sum of the two are x plus y. Suppose you are giving x equal to 5. In the first input you are inputting 5, then enter, and in the next you are entering 10 and then pressing enter. Okay, it will print after first enter 5 here, here it will print 10. I wanted to know what the print result in the last, what that Python will be printed over here in the last. Sum of the two are 5, 1, 0. Why? Because 5 and 10 are string. It will just concatenate. What the user or programmer out and he wanted to add the number 5 and 10 and print the result 15. But Python will print 5, 1, 0 instead. We'll run the code 5, then 10, see the result 5, 1, 0. So here in the x plus y, this operator is performing concatenation of x variable and y variable. Last bench, first one. Stand up there. Sum of the two are x plus y. Okay, so it will just print 5, 1, 0. We will see how to get that number 5 and 10 and perform x plus y is equal to 15. Okay, that is what. That is called a typecast. Typecast, a type into another, a string type into integer. So how can we modify this? By just preceding or prefixing with the int. You are telling the compiler that the coming number is you need to treat as an integer, not as a string. So you need to give int in bracket, input bracket, double quotes, single quotes, enter the first number, close quotes, close the bracket, close the bracket. It will treat the number 5 as a number instead of a string. Okay, so we will see how it is. Int 1. So x is equal to int 1. If you assign x equal to 1 in Python, that x value will be string. Okay, if x is equal to int in bracket 1, you stand up, first one, stand up. If x is equal to 1 int within bracket 1, it will assign x as a number, a digit 1. Okay, if you are using the statement x is equal to 1, what is happen here? X is a string. Okay, and if x int comma 1, it will treat 1 as number. So in your program, if you want to accept a number from the user, you need to pass the typecast operator int. Okay, so int 2.8, int 3, etc. will print. See, int 2.8. If you pass int, it will take digits only. 2.8 point and 8 will be discarded and 2 only will be assigned. And hint of 3, it will assign 3. So if you run this code, print x, then y, then z and w. Okay, so if you want to accept a floating number, a fractional number with a decimal point, you need to pass float. If you want to accept a number only from the user, you need to pass int. Okay, so it will take, see the first one, float x is equal to float to what? Not this. End 1. So this first part, end 1 is printed x is equal to 1. End 2.8 is printed 2 only. Even though user has imported 2.8, it will take 2 only. And end within the double quotes 3, it will also take or assign z is equal to number 3, not the string. And this is what float operator. Now, how can you modify this program? How can you modify this program to make addition between x and y, the number addition between x and y? You try yourself. You can modify in bracket input, that statement, close bracket, again close bracket. Why 2 times need to close brackets? Because we used both 2 functions together, int and input. Okay, so we can modify like this, int bracket, and second is also closed, and here also y in bracket, and here also the second function closed, and we will run the code, and I am assigning 5 here and assigning 10 here. Now only Pythons perform real additions between the numbers 5 and 10. See, before what was the result? Before that int, what was the result? It was 5, 1, 0. That performed concatenation of, or just combining, joining these 2 strings and merge it to a single x plus y. While in the end we passed, it will accept number as a number and perform the addition or mathematical operation what we have passed in the program and perform the result here. Okay, so likewise, if you want to accept a floating number, not a digital, you want to take 2.79 plus 5.31. How can you modify this code? You want to change int into float. Change int into float. Okay, so it will accept 2.5 and second number is 6.88, so that it will perform 2.5 plus 6.88. Okay, so this is what typecast. Okay, string into int. Likewise here in the float, already we kandu, float 3, float 2.8, all will taken as 2.8, 3.0. So in the float, if you pass 3, then that dot will be assigned with 0, 3.0. If int within bracket 3, it is 3 only, and float within bracket 3, the printing will be 3.0. Okay, that is what's called a typecasting. Then here a string x is equal to str. How to cast integer into? How to cast an integer into string? Suppose you have a variable which is a number x is equal to 5. Okay, you need to cast into string. You can pass str. So str within brackets 1 will pass will make the result as a string variable. So these situations will come in our programs. Okay, a number you need to convert into string, a string you need to convert to a number. Change the situations. Okay, so to convert a string to integer, what is that procedure? We need to pass an int. If you want to convert an integer, a number into a string, you need to use that str. Understood? Very simple only. So print x and y z. If you run this code, x is equal to. This also we have seen number 1, first number, then second number, then num plus 1, number 2. Result will be concatenation. Okay. This also. Okay, we'll see later.